So guys, I'm going to insert this clip here. Just a trigger warning. I will be talking about goals around losing weight, weight loss, binge eating, things like that. This is only because the idea that I got to create this video came from a coaching session for a client who had this issue. So this is why I use it as an example. So trigger warning. Let's talk goals for a second, guys. Have you ever set goals for yourself? Have you made a solid plan and you wanted a change so bad in your life? You've identified habits that are no longer serving you. You've identified the person that you want to be. And for some reason, you find yourself still stuck, even with clarity, even with a plan laid out in front of you. There is still resistance around movement forward, and you are frustrated, right? You just keep on hitting this wall and it feels defeating. It feels like you just want to give up, that this thing was not meant for you. So in this video, we are going to be discussing how you can unstuck yourself to get on the road to complete your goals. Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. Hello if you are new. My name is Andrea Johnson. I'm a Reiki master and psychic development teacher and a transformation coach. Welcome to the Good Vibe Tribe. Welcome to another episode of what I call Conscious Coffee Talks, where I discuss a topic to expand our consciousness and improve our lives. So with that being said, let's dive into some goals today. So guys, let's talk about unstucking ourselves. And what I mean by this is you've identified a goal that you want in your life. You've identified something that can better your life, right? And you want to start the process to actually take the steps to becoming this thing, to becoming the vibration that this new goal is, right? To this new person and being that you want to embody. But you find yourself stuck. You find yourself for some reason not even starting, not even knowing how to start, not finding the motivation to even start, which by the way, guys, motivation is a load of crap. It comes and goes. But it's frustrating. And let's go as far as to say you've even made a plan. You have even identified the first steps that you need to take, but you cannot find the motivation to take them, or you actually start taking the steps, but you cannot hold that vibration, meaning you cannot hold that routine. So it looks like some days you do the actions, but some days you don't. Like I said, motivation comes and goes. It's BS. So how do we get ourselves into alignment to actually keeping that energy, to pushing past discomfort when the motivation is not there, when that inspiration leaves us? How do we stay consistent? And why is it that we find ourselves in this position in the first place? Because it can feel so defeating, and your solar plexus, meaning your self-confidence, can really take a dive when this happens. So then it becomes a cycle of making a plan, taking action on the plan, and failing, and then trying again, and then cycle repeats. You can look at this like insanity. So taking the same action steps, expecting a different outcome, but the process just repeats. So something is not working for you. So let's discuss what this is. So why this happens, guys, when you make a plan and you try to take action on it, but it doesn't stick, or it feels really hard, so it's very difficult to maintain, is because the Holy Trinity is not into alignment, which is your body, mind, and your spirit. So 3 things that you have to keep in mind when we talk about this is your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions are going to be what create your reality. So you have to switch any one of those to be able to get into alignment with your soul, with love. So the issue that most people have is that they are forcing themselves against their soul, against the nature of their soul. So something is not in alignment. So the reason for the goal, or what they want, is not exactly what the soul wants. And let me kind of spin this in a different light so it can make a little bit more sense. So one of the most common ones that I think a lot of people can relate to is weight loss. So most people want to lose weight, but they do it for the wrong reasons to start with. So it creates a lot of resistance in the body. So their why is not in alignment with love, for their greatest good. So therefore, the body is going to resist because your subconscious, which is your body, knows what you think. It knows your why behind an action, which is the power of your intention, correct? So, for example, if you want to lose weight, but you are doing it because you're so upset with yourself that you let yourself go. So there is a feeling of anger behind it, or a feeling of self-hatred behind it. Or you're losing weight for, say, an event, but that is not an alignment of truly what you want. That desire is not strong enough to keep you tied to those habits, to push you past the comfort zone, right? So your why isn't strong enough. Then when you go to take the actions to change, you're going to find resistance around those new habits that you're trying to incorporate, that discomfort. So your why is not enough power, enough energy to overcome that level of discomfort that you feel on the inside, that resistance. So this is why a lot of people start these really restrictive diets, and they view them as restrictive, and therefore it creates stress in the body, right? So you're thinking that something is very restrictive, and oh man, I really don't want to eat vegetables for dinner, but I got to because I need to lose weight because I just feel horrible about myself. Every single thing about that sentence sounded very negative. It sounded very low vibrational. So therefore, that is the energy you're going to hold in your body. So what you have to do is shift your perception and your why and the emotion behind it for your reason for doing something. You have to get it into alignment of love for then the body to release resistance and to feel love and to power that manifestation or that energy towards you to your goal. So the frequency or the energy is very different that is running in your body, and it will start to change. So let's shift the wording of a goal and then tell me how you feel. So instead of, I have to eat vegetables because I need to lose weight, because I can't stand the way that I look, because I can't stand that I don't fit in my clothes anymore. Shift that to, I'm going to eat vegetables for dinner because I know it is better for my blood sugar. I want to be a healthier person, body, mind, and spirit, so I can feel better. I can have more energy in my life. I can be more confident, or I can have more food freedom because I don't feel like I have food addictions, right? Things like that nature, the language in which you speak to yourself shifts the energy in your body. So therefore, you feel that you are doing an action out of love for yourself. The body does not hold resistance towards that. It doesn't feel the threat. It doesn't feel the lack or the anxiousness, because when we tell ourselves we're not going to do something, like let's think of binge eating at night. That's a huge problem a lot of people have, okay? So if you binge at night and you tell yourself, I'm not going to binge tonight. I'm not going to binge tonight. Tonight I'm not eating after dinner. And that's what you think constantly, right? It's on repeat in your head. And it will drive you insane. It will be a stress that you hold in the body of don't eat. So therefore, it's going to push you to want to eat, right? So then you're going to end up doing it just to relieve yourself of that energy of stress. So it's self-defeating. And you feel that low vibration like shit. I did it again. Now I'm going to have to wait till tomorrow to start all over and try again. And the cycle repeats because it is a loop in your mind. So then you have to shift how you are speaking to yourself and your why for doing it, right? What is your why for not binge eating at night? So shift it to a higher perspective of love and the goal in which you are telling yourself it is. You have to reword it, because the universe, your subconscious, it doesn't understand the difference between what we want and what we don't want. It just gives us what we're thinking about, what the energy we're embodying is, right? What we're creating. So then you would want to take the don't eat at night, don't eat after dinner, to I'm going to intermittent fast from 10 o'clock tonight till 10 o'clock tomorrow, so that I can have better sleep, so that I can wake up with more energy, so that I can feel my best. That is what you want to tie yourself to. It may still be a tidbit difficult, but you're gonna find there's a lot less stress and a lot less anxiousness around this goal, because your reasoning, your why, is in alignment with love for yourself. When you make your goals, you have to do it from a place of love. Love will be the only thing that is enough energy, healing energy, to push you past the discomfort and the fear, because it dissipates it. Where there is love, fear cannot exist. So it transmutes that fear or that lower level vibration that you're feeling around a thought into one more of in love. And that will help you stick to your goals, and it will help you find the motivation and help you change as a person, because we have to change as a person to make it permanent, guys. And this is the struggle that a lot of people have, is they make these goals. And I use weight loss and dieting as an example because I think it's the one most people can relate of. If you do this huge restrictive diet, why, and it's so far from where you're at right now. So say that your standard American diet and then you go to a raw vegan, that vibration is going to be very difficult to change overnight without baby steps and without a good why. And so you're going to find a lot of stress. The body is going to hold a lot of stress and it's going to want to rebel. Yes, there might be some cleansing aspects that are going to happen too that will suck, but it's besides the point. So it'll be very difficult to maintain. And if your why isn't strong enough, you're going to really feed into the fear and be like, screw it, I can't do this, and go back to where you were and then lose all your progress, or just go back to the energy that you were before and feel like it didn't work for you. It's not that the diets aren't working for you. It's not that you're not deserving of this thing, because each and every one of us are deserving of the life and the goals that we envision for ourselves, because they are gifted to us for a reason, because it's possible for us. It just requires a change in mindset. And if something is not working for you, you have to change your approach and how you do it. So in other words, the action that you take of the energy that you are in will create your reality. So your why combined with your energy that you are in behind an action will create that reality. Essentially, you can use this tactic with anything that you want to achieve in life. It doesn't have to be weight loss or anything. That's the reason I use, like I said, I think it relates to a lot of people, and it's where I saw this when the subject came up in a coaching YouTube video that I was watching. The person had a sugar addiction that they could not get rid of. And so this was kind of my response to that. So some other tools that you can use to help you feel the love is one tactic that I call to let go and let God, is that you can do an action through God. Through God, anything is possible, right? So when you let go and let God, you're actually inviting God into your life and asking for help on this certain thing, that you are letting go resistance around this goal that you want, or around an issue even that you have. And you're allowing basically God to show you what you need. And therefore it releases all of that hold that you have, all of that lower level vibration, that stress and that anxiety, the feeling of responsibility, the importance that you're giving this thing that's not feeding it for the right reasons. So it lets all of that go, and God is able to show you what you need. It's able to give you strength because through God, anything is possible. So you can use that tactic and invite that energy into the body. And ultimately, that is how you can achieve anything in life, is being in alignment with love. But we consciously have to make the choice to do so. And a lot of people misunderstand that. They think that, they wake up and they should just feel the love. Or, some people probably do. But there are going to be days when you wake up and you don't feel it, and you just have those off days, or something in life has tested you, and you will have to consciously choose to see the higher perspective in it, to not fall back into old thought patterns, to old habits, because those things truly never die. They just lose the energetic hold that you have around them. So you can think of it like a picture, right? So you take a picture and it's fresh and it's clear in the color. And then over time it fades, right? And that's what happens when we stop feeding our attention to some of these lower level habits that we have, and we start seeing higher perception shifts and changing as a person. We stop feeding fear into the things, into the habits, into the thoughts that do not serve us. And when we rewire neuroplasticity pathways in our mind to create a higher level of being, a higher level reality, right? It's the way that you think and therefore feel, and therefore you take action out of this, and therefore that's the reality you create. Hopefully this helped you. Hopefully it gave you some clarity and some mindset shifts. This is the type of stuff that I have to help my clients overcome in coaching sessions and energy work sessions. We use tools to actually move energy in the body and perception shifts in the mind and different NLP tactics to help the way we talk to ourselves, how we think, right? So it's all really one thing. Body, mind, spirit, or the body and mind truly are one together. You can change the way you think and it will shift the way that you feel about something, or you can change the way that you feel or do movement in the body and it will change the way that you think. Think of it like working out. You work out and then you feel better, right? And then your thoughts feel better. Anyway, I'm sending you guys all of my light and all of my love. We'll see ya.